I just went through this whole Blick catalog and couldn't find what I wanted. But that's fine. Ooh, coupon. Hello and welcome to my table. So some of the artists publish how they do their things. They make a thing. They say, oh, this is how I filmed the art. And then you could say, oh, this is how they filmed the art. Now I will film the art. Without making my fiance sit under a tripod like a monster. Like a minotaur. In a labyrinth. I just got my platinum in Until Dawn. It is my second platinum ever, so clearly I'm saving those for games that I really love. There are definitely still, things that I know I didn't do, there's a scene where you can get a girl to take off her clothes and just be wearing a bra. And then it's another 7 hours until you see that girl again. And maybe, if she's naked when she runs away, then when you find her, she's still naked. Or maybe something else happens. Who knows? And I'd love to know what else happens. But, not playing that game for another 7 hours. So that I can pursue the most misogynist bullshit. And then that girl just spends 7 hours in a freezing mine shaft. And then you find her, and then she's fine. She would not be fine. She would be dead. Of all the things that are killing these people, you would think frostbite would be one, but no, they're fine. It's incredibly cold. They're Americans in Canada, but they're fine. There's this big argument that you need to get everything in the game to really understand it, and I felt like that wasn't really true, but I didn't want to just say that's not true and not prove it. I also did learn some things I learned on my very last playthrough, there's this character who can live if you fail every save with him. And so I wanted to show that and be you could fail every single save and it doesn't make a difference. But actually, if you fail every single save in this one scene, the game puts you out of your misery and puts you in a different scene, and then you have to use a different character to get him out of that area. Which I guess could be called a change. This is a real shoot that someone really did. Who are you? I've definitely spent, more than 15 hours playing this game in the last month. Probably more than 20. Which is crazy because I hate this game. It's wild to me that they would go to the effort of looking up Wendigo myths, not make the Wendigo myths totally wrong, and then still be it would be fun if you could just find little pieces of totem poles around the campsite. It's not a campsite. Around the mountain. And then when you find them, they're enchanted. And you pick them up and you look at them and you see your future. That's racist. But there are definitely things about this game that I feel other games could do to live by. Ooh, that is not what she looks like. The game industry is this massive katamari of mistakes at this point. And I think it's really worthwhile to look into a game that has this massive bundle of decisions and say, okay, this thing works and this thing doesn't, and that thing works and that thing doesn't, and that thing doesn't, and that thing doesn't. But this is worthwhile and this is worthwhile. And the simple fact is, it's really hard to build a game and sell it for $60 and not have a single good decision. You can maybe only have one good decision, but you should have probably at least one. So I've done the whole thing. I have a lot of feelings. I now consider myself enough of an expert on Until Dawn to make a review of it. I have to script it and decide where everything goes in it, and then my photographer will probably help me cut all that together. But yeah, so that's kind of what's in the works right now. My dearest and most cherished friends, hold your titties close. We will post again soon. And so to see this whole new game where they shot the motion capture for the game scene by scene is That's really cool. And there are places where that really carries through. There are also places where it doesn't, like they decided they do motion capture for facial expressions on like every scene in the game. And then you watch it and like because they like put the motion capture on like the whole face except for the lips.